Just try not to make this too long. It's such a beautiful day out. Enjoying the water while we can. It is, I believe, lesson 4 of the relationshipology series. And today really had me in reflective mode. And it reminded me of a message I shared yesterday, personal reflection, when it comes to being able to receive help from other people, but you're not receiving the help. Instead, just saying, oh, I don't want to inconvenience the other person. It made me reflect upon that, because the people that were trying to help me or that are helping me are part of my spiritual family. And that's what the message, the foundation for today, was talking about: your spiritual family. Something that he said is something that I have previously thought about and I've shared. As women and men as well, but I'm going to speak to women, we can say we want this type of partner, significant other, or we want this type of spouse and husband. We list out all these criterias and these standards, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, there's a caveat. Are you becoming the person that you're praying for? Are you already the person for them relationally? You can have all these things. You want them to have this. You want them to be this spiritually. You want them to be this relationally. You want them to be this attentive. But are you that person? Have you dealt with your stuff that is hidden underneath? Do you even realize that there needs to be some emotional wholeness in order for the relationship to flourish? Because if you're not right and you praying for somebody to be that mate and that partner, he said, this was so fire, or maybe this is something I just came up with. He did talk about it wouldn't be just for God to do that, because I said it would be malpractice on God's part. If he sent us the partner that we're asking for and we're not doing any type of development on ourselves, that would be malpractice, and that would also mean that he's not a just father, and that's just not the case, and we know that, right? So that was one thing that really stuck out for me. And the other thing, the main thing of this message is about spiritual formation, being with spiritual family. There are 4 specific areas he talked about when it comes to being in spiritual family. Number 1 is safety. Are you safe with the spiritual family you connected to? And we can talk about various ways of people not being safe. Are they addressing the wolves disguised in sheep clothing, or are the wolves just still running around being ravenous, devouring on people who come into the door and they really want to see God? What about, are the wolves just going around gossiping and saying all type of things? Are wolves being predatory in the sense of physically, emotionally? I'm sorry, y'all. The fish are jumping behind me, so I'm excited to go and just watch them jump out the water. The other thing, safety. So, are you in a spiritual family that's safe? The next thing is specific, and there's so much in it. You really gotta watch the messages. It's just so fire. Your spiritual family should be very specific for the oil for your issues. Do they have the oil necessary to help you with your issues? And then, do they have the oil necessary to help you go to the next level? Because oh my gosh, they are jumping like crazy behind me. So that's the second thing. And that's a squirrel. I'm not being very attentive. I apologize. The third thing when it comes to your spiritual family is, are they settled? And spiritual family, it can mean the tabernacle, the physical building, but it also can mean the community within the spiritual family. That particular group, a core group, just like Jesus demonstrated. He had his spiritual family. He had his innermost, he had his next level, and then he had the larger group, right? So are those that are part of your spiritual family, are they settled? Meaning, do they know their identity, what they're called to do, what they're called to be, and they're not competing with you? Because someone who could be in your spiritual family, yet because they don't know their identity, they could be smiling in your face, but talking behind your back. You know, those backstabbers. And the fourth area would be serving. Is it a mutual partnership? Again, this could be for the tabernacle as well as your core people that are your spiritual family. I love how somebody said it in the chat. Is it a parasitic partnership? Because if somebody's just taking, sucking, and you're not being replenished, that goes right back to number one. That's not safe, it's not sustainable, and it's not healthy. So those are the 4 areas that was mentioned and talked about when it comes to your spiritual family. It was just so much in the message, and I really have a lot to sit with. Yes, 7 days is not a lot for other things I have going on, but that's what I'm sharing with you today. The main things I would want you to take away for this Set You Free Sunday. Number 1, if you're praying for a particular person, whether if it's a mate, whether if it's a job, whether if it's a friendship, whether it's a business partner, a collaboration, a partnership, and you're asking for specific qualities, are you the person who is the person you're praying for? You can ask for all those things, but are you that person? And that means you need to be in the spiritual family that's actually forming you, where formation is actually happening in discipleship. Are you the person? That's one takeaway. The second takeaway that was just really, really, it just really hit me, is this specific part and the anointing and the oil. Whomever your spiritual family is, are you in the right place where they have the oil to handle whatever issues you have? Because all of us have issues. And this was Tamika. Am I connected to spiritual family that has the oil to aid and assist me in the person I'm becoming, who God's created me to be, to carry out his kingdom business here on this earth? Because I realized the spiritual family, some that I've been sharing stuff with, I just really have a desire for them to be a part of who I'm becoming when it comes to my role in the marketplace. And that's not their role in an assignment. I know this was a bit lengthy, but it was so fire. I'm going to share it when it's uploaded. I agape, y'all.